Very good, the TV tower. Now before I get into this tower, I want to give you an idea of where are we actually? Because maybe you have noticed Berlin is quite a big city, right? If you are from Delhi, Delhi is a lot bigger, I think, than Berlin. A lot bigger, yeah. But Berlin still is a big city. And what's strange about Berlin is that we do not have a center. Usually when you visit other European cities, have you been to other European cities? Where? Switzerland? Which cities have you seen? Amsterdam?
No.
What? Zurich? Ah, yes. So usually when you visit your old European city, you find the old center, right? You have a church in the center, you have the marketplace and all of that. And that's when you know, okay, I'm in the middle, I can now start the tour, I know where to go, where to take my pictures. In Berlin, we don't really have that. We don't really have one old center where every tourist goes to find themselves. And the reason for that is, after World War II, Berlin got separated into East and West Berlin for over 28 years. You know about that, right?
We have,
so what?
We have read the history of them.
You have read the history, very good. So now, that means when we are standing here, we are either in the old East Berlin or West Berlin. Now what do you think? Where are we here? Are we? You say East? Who said East? You? Okay, raise your hand if you say East. You? Raise your hand. You're the only one. Okay, who says West? A lot more people? You are right.
Yeah.
Hey! Very good. We are in the old part of East Berlin. And when they had their 20-year anniversary celebrating the GDR, the Federal Republic of the Communist Germany, this is what they built. They built in the year 1969 a gigantic tower, the TV tower. Now, initially, this tower was not supposed to be here. It was supposed to be very, very, very far on the outskirts of Berlin where nobody would have ever seen it. Do you have a TV tower in Delhi? Yeah? Right? Almost every city has a TV tower. And they're not very pretty most of the time. They're not very beautiful. People don't go to see the TV tower. And the reason for that is they're very practical, right? They only have the antenna to make a signal for everybody who wants to watch TV. Very easy. Now, since we are in the year 1969, in a very political time between East and West, communism and capitalism, it was the Cold War where everybody wanted to see who is the stronger one, basically. That is when the president of the GDR of East Berlin here decided to say, I'm going to put this big tower right in the center of East Berlin where everybody can see it. And you are going to see when we reach West Berlin, you will still see this tower. And to make sure that everybody also knew how high this tower was, he gave it a number that we all know very well. It is 365 meters high. Anything else that comes to your mind? 365. What is that number? 365? Days of the year. Exactly. Number of days. You got it right. Yes. So that tower is exactly as high as we have days in the year. 365. Which is a number that all of us know. And so everybody knew how high it was. When you go all the way up, there's actually a restaurant in there, which turns itself with a speed of 365 kilometers per hour, which means if you eat spaghetti, you're going to turn like this, and all of the spaghetti are going to flow.
Like this? I don't believe this.
No, I am joking. It's a very slow restaurant. It's only 6 kilometers per hour. So you can eat and sit and be lazy, and you will turn, but very slowly. So your spaghettis are not going to fly away. But as you can see, you are very active, right? You are,
Yeah.
sporty tourists who are on their bikes, not like the lazy tourists up there who are eating their spaghetti, getting fat. No, we are active and we are seeing the city. I'm proud of you. One last thing I want to point out here is now communist countries like the GDR, usually they are non-religious. They have no religion. They are atheist. You know the word, right? Atheist. So they say, okay, there is no God, there is nothing, we are just, on this earth, that's it. And Western capitalist countries, like we have a history of Christianity, right? So the cross where Jesus died is a very important symbol for Christianity. Now, since we are in the east side here, there was one thing that the architect of this tower did not think about when he built that tower. He did not think about what was going to happen when the sun would shine its reflection on the tower. And look at what you can see up there. Can you see the symbol? What is it? The sun reflection? It is
Ice.
cross. Yes. It's like a Jesus cross. But we are, yes, you can see it now?
Yeah.
You can all see it? Yes. So the reflection of the sun that nobody had thought about is like a cross from Christianity. And since we are here in the ancient part of an atheist country, a communist country, a secular country, the other side, the Western side, said this is the revenge of the Pope, who said, how dare you be atheist? How dare you neglect Christianity? I'm going to put my gigantic cross on the biggest tower that you have so that everybody can see your mistake.
Yeah.
Yes. They didn't think about that and they could not change it anymore. Nowadays, we do not have that separation anymore. We are only in the center of Berlin. We do not have east and west anymore. We have come together, fortunately. But we will talk about that more in our next stop. Now, one last thing I want you to look at here is when I say we are here in the ancient center of Berlin, which is not a center anymore, you have to know that in the 20th century we had such a gigantic war here that almost the whole entire city was destroyed. Everything that you see here is new. All of the buildings, they are from the last century, even though Berlin is over 800 years old. Now that means, what do you do with all the old stuff, right? You have old buildings, they are shattered on the floor. What do? So you actually lift up the floor levels. You take all of the old stuff, you know about that? Yes, and you put it on the floor and the floor levels rise. That's why I want to go over to that church with you over there. The church that you see over there is one of the oldest churches in Berlin. It was founded in the 13th century. So it's really from the Middle Ages, very, very old. And when we pass it, we're not going to stop. We're just going to pass it. You can look on the floor and you can see that the floor is 1 meter and 50 centimeters lower than where we are right now. And so you will see, 800 years ago when this church was built, the floor levels were a lot lower, just for you to see that. We're gonna go like this, you can look down, and then we're gonna go over to the traffic light over there, yeah? We're gonna go to the other side with the other people who are walking there, and then we will go on the bikeway. The light is not green for very long, so do not panic when we don't make it all, okay? We can make 2 tours, basically. Okay? Let's go. Don't forget. No, don't clap. You can clap at the end of the tour. Okay? Yeah, just don't remember to make a straight line. Yeah? Let's go.
Yes.